Okay, so what are we gonna hit?
New T100 we're gonna test, new T200, new T350, which is a new model, and then the one that everyone's kind of talking about is T150.
Okay.
So 150, as everybody knows, back to AP2 sort of thing. So we're going to test that today, see what we get, kind of compare it versus 100 versus 200 and see where it lies. We'll start with T100. I think it makes the most sense.
We're going to go small to big?
Exactly, yeah. Okay. Give you kind of some swings to warm up with here.
Okay, so the T100 is the smallest head,
essentially, out of the T lineup, exactly.
Out of the T lineup, yeah. So the CB we're going to ignore, which is a great club, but it's essentially a muscle back, it's a blade.
You got to be able to you got to be pretty good to hit that.
Yeah, you can't fake it to play those.
Exactly. So we're just going to put the Project X LZ65 in here for Matt. Okay.
This is a stock offering from Titleist, so there's no upcharge.
Exactly.
And let's
something that's like mid-launch here for Matt. So we're going to test this out. Let me just tag this real quick.
Yeah, take your time. So at first glance, like when I look at it, the T100 is very small, which I like. When you set it down, very, very thin top line, minimal offset. I like all of those things. Really good looking club. There is quite a bit of help built in there that you don't see.
That you don't see, for sure.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's
this is something if I'm in the market for Titleist stuff specifically,
you're looking at that.
This is something that I'd look for, and then my ego would probably, or my ego would get me here, and then the results would probably get me to something a little bit more forgiving. But
we'll see about that. Yeah, you're an interesting character, so we'll see what you end up actually hitting the best.
All right, body's a little tight, but let's give it a couple smacks here.
Let's do it. Good
That's, may not find the golf course. Hit hard and pulled. Holy moly. Okay, that's a bit of just stiff body. Let me just give you another one.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is not we're not testing Matt here, we're testing the equipment. So I think there's one, numbers were awesome. I mean, for a hard pull like that, spin at 60-100 still, and go 195 yards.
Yeah, and I never want to hit that shot ever, but anyway,
But the golf club did its job.
Yeah, bear with me, folks.
Yeah. Beautiful. Really
so that was a little better direction-wise. I actually towed that a little bit.
Okay.
That's where you go to see.
So you lost some ball speed.
Lose a little ball speed. If I was playing the CB, it would have gone significantly shorter. These still have some help to. Yeah. It lets me know where I've hit it, but it still gives me a bit more help.
Okay, so on that note, the guy that's going to play this, someone who wants some feedback, wants something that's small, that gets you the turf really well, that you can hit golf shots with, but maybe isn't a perfect ball striker. Doesn't hit every single shot on the golf course exactly how he intends, and wants that extra bit of forgiveness, right? I mean, you see these out on tour a ton. I think it's a cleaner, smaller profile than last year's model, or 2 years ago. Not that the other one was bad at all. T100 is definitely a very popular model, but I think where you're going to see the bigger changes is in the next lineups here as we go to test them. This thing's great. We know it's always been good. The last couple models have been really, really solid. This is just icing on the cake. Trust us, it's a great iron that you're going to want to try. So really, the who's it for? We always say this. Generally, it's going to be for a very low handicap or somebody who follows who finds the center of the club face. Yeah. Everyone's different, and we fit mid-handicappers into blades, and we fit low handicappers into giant shovel cavity backs. So there's really no recipe. It's a guideline, it's a place to start. Yeah. Generally, if somebody's looking at something like this, you're finding somebody that wants a small, compact blade. It does not inspire as much confidence as something bigger. No. But for me, I can't hit bigger stuff, which we'll see.
We'll try our best, but generally I hit bigger stuff worse.
The bigger it gets, the more he struggles, which is an interesting dynamic. Yeah, it's weird. But again, this is where I've had a conversation with multiple clients and customers of ours about they feel great. You can hit shots with them. So there's guys that will play them in an 8-9 wedge for sure, 100%. You'll see that, and guys that'll even play a T350 4-iron. So we're gonna see that in a moment here. But let's test something else.
Let's switch it up.